Well, I think everybody's played with Lego at some stage in their career. I used to love the blocks, the coloured blocks, the blues, the reds, the whites, the making those houses, those helicopters, those cranes, those cars, limited by your own imagination. Did you ever play with Lego, Maria?
I've probably walked on them more than played with them, but I can totally imagine you there building your little houses in your own little world of Lego.
Well, do you know what? They've gone digital in a big way in terms of getting market share. And Jordan Casey is our tech guy. That's Jordan Casey from SCNE and Hub Web Design, Waterford. Jordan, did you grow up in the hands-on Lego end of things, or was it always kind of digital for you?
Yeah, definitely. I suppose even in my early years, I would have been a pretty big fan of Lego. More so just like building random things. And I was also a big fan of their video game series. And when they sort of teamed up with brands like Star Wars, there was always sort of that appeal for me. Yeah, definitely.
They went into a bit of a wobble in 2017 from the traditional end of things and really needed to go a new direction. And they brought in this guy called Mr. Christensen as chief executive, and he made all kinds of changes and really went with a digital shift.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, definitely, as you said there, the last 5 years have not been easy on Lego, and as one of sort of the legacy brands that everyone would expect to recognise, you wouldn't have thought that digital would have been anything sort of on their radar, considering how sort of traditional and physical their blocks are. As I said, over the past 5 years, they've really started to pivot in a digital direction, whether that be creating mobile games for smartphones and tablets that actually interact with their sets, adopting a mobile and social first approach in terms of their marketing. They've created a crowdsourcing website where they actually allow their fans online to directly suggest Lego sets and Lego ideas. They've also been teaming up with sort of traditional digital characters and brands such as Minecraft and Super Mario, and it's been really, really successful for them. Last year, they reported a 19% increase on their operating profit. They've grown by 10%. They're now the second largest toy company in the world, and I think they've set a really good precedent for other sort of legacy brands and traditional brands like them, that they shouldn't be afraid to sort of approach a digital mindset.
Do you know, I was looking at the backstory to all of this, and Lego itself was founded on the 10th of August in 1932 in Denmark, which is a long ways back. Is it unusual today, say, for kids of a certain age to not find a digital pathway through something like this?
Yeah, I think so. I think, just speaking for myself as a young person, we've kind of grown up in this sort of digital space. Like I've grown up knowing nothing without the internet, really. And even just talking about sort of Lego and games that sort of have been inspired by them, we have to just look at the success of Minecraft when that game released in 2009, and obviously everyone knows about Minecraft now, and it really sort of adopts that sort of brick building creative approach that Lego set in their toys. And so seeing the growth of Minecraft and obviously seeing the recent struggle of Lego, you can still see that there was definitely sort of an appeal for this sort of brick building and creative collaboration, but Lego didn't really have the proper funnel in place to capitalize on this. And so now that they've actually realized that there's a whole audience there online or on tablets and on smartphones, they've really tapped into it, and it's been really, really successful for them.
And they're even considering the possibility of letting people manufacture their own pieces using 3D printing, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. That's even another approach they've taken as well, developing a whole API and software system for 3D printers, and which is pretty much unprecedented in terms of like an open source methodology for such a large company to release these sort of blueprints and templates for people to actually just build and manufacture their own Lego bricks at home, which is another really, really cool thing that they're doing. And I think, as I said, it sort of sets that precedent for these legacy and traditional brands that people would always have just presumed were going to stay in their ways and stay the same and just be as successful as ever. Like, you just look at the likes of Nike, who are really pivoting in terms of a technical direction. We also have the likes of like IKEA, who are now using AR technology to superimpose potential furniture pieces in your home just through the lens of your smartphone. We see McDonald's, a very traditional legacy brand as well, pivoting out with these sort of kiosks and touchscreens and partnering up with digital delivery couriers as well. So yeah, I think Lego have set a really good precedent and set a really good example for these legacy brands that may have perhaps been struggling since the sort of onset of like a digital revolution, that they're now actually able to pivot and tap in on that market.
Well, it's a great story and an expanding legacy, and it looks like Lego is here to stay in the original format and digital format, and as we say, the best of both worlds. But Jordan Casey of SCNE and Hub Web Design, Waterford, thank you so much for taking us on that journey this morning.
See you, Jordan.
Thanks, guys.